In the shadowed annals of the Imperium of Man, where the grim darkness of the 41st millennium knows only the ceaseless drumbeat of war, there exists a force whose name is synonymous with unrelenting sacrifice: the Death Corps of Krieg. From a world scorched by its own betrayal, these soldiers of the Astra Militarum emerge as a testament to the Imperium's unyielding will, their lives offered as penance for a sin committed over 15 centuries ago. This is their saga, a tale of a planet's fall, its redemption through blood, and the indomitable spirit of those who march under the skull-masked banner of Krieg, forever bound to the Emperor's service. Once, the hive world of Krieg, nestled in the Segmentum Tempestus, was a beacon of prosperity. Its towering hive cities, home to billions, buzzed with industry and trade, their manufactorums churning out goods that fueled the Imperium's war machine. But beneath this veneer of success lurked a rot that would undo it all. The Council of Autocrats, Krieg's ruling oligarchy, grew bloated with wealth and corrupted by decadence. Paranoid of external threats and resentful of the Imperium's demands, particularly the heavy tithes levied by the Departamento Munitorum, they turned inward, fortifying their hives and building private armies. Their citizens, ignorant of the gathering storm, lived in the shadow of their ruler's hubris. In 433 M40, the High Autocrat, chairman of the council and de facto planetary governor, cast the die that would doom Krieg. His name, now erased by an edict of obliteration, is a cursed memory. Declaring planetary independence and renouncing the God Emperor as his divine master, he ignited a rebellion that tore Krieg apart. Civil war erupted with savage ferocity as traitor forces, loyal to the High Autocrat, clashed with those who clung to the Emperor's light. The rebels, numbering in the millions, seized much of the planet, their control bolstered by Krieg's formidable planetary defenses. Yet in the hive city of Ferrograd, a spark of defiance burned. Colonel Jurten, commander of the 83rd Krieg Regiment, rallied the Loyalists. A veteran of countless campaigns, Jurten was a man of unyielding resolve. When Ferrograd's rulers wavered, he seized control in a military coup, transforming the hive into a bastion of resistance. But the odds were dire, the traitors' numbers were overwhelming, and Ferrograd was soon besieged, cut off from aid. The Segmentum Command delivered a grim verdict. No fleet could breach Krieg's defenses. Jurten's orders were clear: resist, punish the heretics, and prevail, whatever the cost. Faced with annihilation, Jurten made a choice that would define Krieg's fate. Deep within Ferrograd's underbelly, in a secret Adeptus Mechanicus vault, he and Archmagos Griel uncovered a forbidden arsenal. Atomic weapons, relics of a bygone age. On the feast of the Emperor's ascension, Jurten unleashed his desperate gambit. Ballistic missiles arced into the stratosphere, detonating in blinding cascades of light. The purging had begun. Radioactive isotopes blanketed Krieg, igniting a global inferno. Billions perished as the planet's ecosystem collapsed, its surface reduced to a toxic wasteland of ash and mud. The Loyalists, sheltered in fortified bunkers, endured. The traitors, unprepared, were decimated. But the war did not end. For 500 years, Krieg became a nightmarish battlefield, a labyrinth of trenches, razor wire, and shell craters. The survivors, loyalist and traitor alike, retreated to subterranean hives, their world locked in a radioactive nuclear winter. The Loyalists, now known as the Death Corps, fought with a fervor born of shame, their every action a plea for the Emperor's forgiveness. Generation after generation, they clawed their way across the planet, trench by trench, tunnel by tunnel, wielding bayonets and atomic fire. Colonel Jurten perished, his death unrecorded, but his legacy endured in the warriors who bore his name. By 949 M40, after 15 generations of unimaginable sacrifice, Krieg was reclaimed for the Imperium, its surface a scarred husk, its people forever changed. Krieg was no longer a hive world of industry or life. It was a death world, its atmosphere poisonous, its surface uninhabitable without protective gear. Its people, hardened by centuries of war, had nothing left to offer but their lives. In the subterranean cities that sprawled beneath the planet's crust, a new purpose emerged. Krieg would become an engine of war, its sole industry the production of soldiers for the Astra Militarum. The Departamento Munitorum, noting Krieg's arrears, demanded a tithe of troops. To their astonishment, Krieg offered not 1 but 20 regiments, fully trained and equipped, each commander requesting deployment to the galaxy's deadliest war zones. These were the death corps of Krieg, soldiers unlike any other. Clad in dark greatcoats and skull-motifed respirators, they were grim, fatalistic, and utterly devoted. Their training was brutal, conducted amidst the irradiated ruins of Krieg's dead cities. Recruits, conscripted from birth, were forged in a crucible of hardship, their minds and bodies broken and remade to withstand the horrors of the galaxy. Gas masks became a second skin, worn as naturally as flesh. Fear and weakness were purged through relentless drills, mock battles, and mental conditioning, ensuring that every soldier faced death without flinching. Only the strongest survived, their high casualty rates during training a grim prelude to the battles ahead. The Death Corps' philosophy was rooted in the cult of sacrifice, a mindset born during Krieg's Civil War. To them, no price was too high in the Emperor's service. Death was not a tragedy, but a goal, a final act of atonement for their ancestors' heresy. This belief permeated every aspect of their doctrine, from their unyielding discipline to their tolerance for staggering losses. Their officers led from the front, not out of valor, but because it was expected. Bravery was not rewarded, for it was the baseline of their existence. Medals and decorations were eschewed. Survival itself was honor enough. Whispers of unnatural practices shadowed Krieg's relentless output of soldiers. The planet's population, depleted by centuries of war, seemed incapable of sustaining such numbers. Rumors spoke of vitae womb techniques, artificial birthing processes sanctioned by the Imperium to bolster recruitment. Some claimed the average Krieg guardsman was barely more than a youth, their juvenile features hidden behind rebreather masks. The Adeptus Mechanicus found no evidence, but the speculation persisted, a dark undercurrent to Krieg's unswerving loyalty. The Death Corps are siege specialists, masters of attritional warfare, trench combat, and assaults on fortified positions. Their doctrine is simple yet devastating. Outlast the enemy, no matter the cost. They excel in wars of attrition, where their capacity to endure surpasses that of their foes. Their soldiers see themselves as weapons, faceless and infinitely replaceable, their lives offered willingly to grind down the Emperor's enemies. They volunteer for the most hazardous war zones, radioactive wastelands, chemical hellscapes, and decades-long sieges, where others falter. Their war gear reflects their utilitarian ethos. The Lucius Patton lasgun, a hotshot weapon with superior penetrating power, is their standard arm. Its high charge drains power packs quickly, but Krieg commanders value its stopping power above all. Flak armor, layered with ablative materials, protects against small arms and shrapnel, while mono knives with superfine edges serve as both bayonets and field tools. Respirators, a necessity on Krieg's toxic surface, shield against biological and chemical hazards. Engineers wield gas canister grenades and dig saps to undermine enemy lines, while Death Riders charge on bioengineered Krieg steeds, their explosive-tipped lances a relic of their world's brutal past. The Death Corps' campaigns are legendary. During the Siege of Vrax, 813 to 830 M41, the 88th Siege Army, composed entirely of Krieg regiments, fought a 17-year war of attrition against the forces of chaos. 14 million guardsmen perished, but Vrax was reclaimed, its population exterminated for their heresy. On Durandis, 936 to 946 M41, Krieg artillery bombarded a rebellious hive city for a decade, reducing it to rubble long after its surrender. In the Orphean War, 992 M41, the 17th and 60th Line Corps repelled a Necron assault on Amara Prime, destroying a tomb complex at the cost of their own near annihilation. On Armageddon, 998.M41, during the Third War, Krieg regiments held trenches against Orc hordes, their mortar barrages and bayonet charges carving paths through green tides. Their tactics are relentless. They advance in massive offensives, supported by rolling artillery barrages, or dig in for years-long sieges, their trenches a labyrinth of death. Engineers tunnel beneath enemy lines, setting explosives or launching surprise assaults. Death Riders, mounted on genetically enhanced steeds, charge with sabers and lances, their independence marking them as future officers. Quartermasters, a unique role born of Krieg's past, recover wargear from the fallen and grant the Emperor's peace to the gravely wounded, a mercy rooted in their world's merciless history. The Death Corps are not like other regiments. Their grim demeanor and disregard for casualties unsettle allies. Other guardsmen find their silence, their morbidity, their obsession with sacrifice unnerving. Commissars assigned to Krieg regiments serve not to enforce discipline. Infractions are rare, but to temper their suicidal zeal and mediate tensions with other units. Krieg officers, promoted from the ranks, bear numeral designations like Major Alpha or Colonel 186, issuing personal names. Their uniforms, dark and utilitarian, are adorned with spiked helmets in ceremonial contexts, though practical helms dominate the battlefield. Their organization mirrors standard Astra Militarum structure, with infantry, mechanized and armored regiments, but siege regiments are their hallmark. Infantry platoons, led by watchmasters equivalent to sergeants, form the backbone, supported by grenadiers, engineers, and heavy weapons squads wielding melter guns, heavy bolters, and mortars. Death Riders and Quartermasters add specialized roles, their presence a direct legacy of Krieg's Civil War. The Death Corps' faith in the Emperor is unshakable, instilled from birth. Their sect of the Imperial cult amplifies their culture of sacrifice, viewing death in battle as collective penance. They carry relics and memento mori, ossuaries of bone or fragments of their fallen, as religious observance. Their litany, recited before battle, encapsulates their ethos. In life, war. In death, peace. In life, shame. In death, atonement. The Death Corps of Krieg are a paradox, a force born of betrayal, yet unwavering in loyalty. A people who see death as redemption, yet fight with unmatched resilience. They are the Emperor's unrelenting hammer, striking at his enemies with the weight of their guilt. In the grim darkness of the far future, where hope is a fleeting dream, they stand as a testament to the Imperium's enduring truth. There is only war, and in war, there is sacrifice. From the ashes of their ruined world, the Death Corps march, their respirators hissing, their bayonets gleaming. They are the faceless legion, the damned who seek atonement, the soldiers who know no fear, for they are already dead in spirit. Across the galaxy, their trenches scar the earth, their blood soaks the ground, and their legacy endures. A warning to all who would defy the Emperor and a promise that Krieg will never falter again. Their sect of the Imperial cult amplifies their culture of sacrifice, viewing death in battle as collective penance. They carry relics and memento mori, ossuaries of bone or fragments of their fallen, as religious observance. Their litany, recited before battle, encapsulates their ethos. In life, war. In death, peace. In life, shame. In death, atonement. The Death Corps of Krieg are a paradox, a force born of betrayal, yet unwavering in loyalty. A people who see death as redemption, yet fight with unmatched resilience. They are the Emperor's unrelenting hammer, striking at his enemies with the weight of their guilt. In the grim darkness of the far future, where hope is a fleeting dream, they stand as a testament to the Imperium's enduring truth. There is only war, and in war, there is sacrifice. From the ashes of their ruined world, the Death Corps march, their respirators hissing, their bayonets gleaming. They are the faceless legion, the damned who seek atonement, the soldiers who know no fear, for they are already dead in spirit. Across the galaxy, their trenches scar the earth, their blood soaks the ground, and their legacy endures. A warning to all who would defy the Emperor and a promise that Krieg will never falter again.